this is impossible. See, this doesn't make sense. To
I
use
just
it
started
against,
recording, by the way.
yeah, to use it against people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I like originally read the Bible, and then watching like Jordan Peterson's couple of his little things about how he explains the stories, like the Adam and Cable. Is that it?
Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel. Yes, how he explained
Mhm.
that. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand the point of the story, not because like that's stupid to believe that is really this thing. Like, same as there was a guy BG's Garage. He's a black guy. He's on YouTube. Does mostly like backyard stuff, but he talks about the Bible. He found the Bible or read the Bible in jail, so he was talking, but in perspective of a hip hop person's perspective, like, oh, that makes sense now. I get it. Like where people would say, it doesn't say you can't swear in the Bible. People like, you swear, you're religious, you can't swear. It's in the Bible. Like, no, it isn't. The only thing about swearing in the Bible, he said, was when he talks about a bunch of kids making fun of a bald guy, and the mother sends a she-bear out to kill the kids for making fun of him. Like, see, that's ungodly. Like, but the point of the story is don't make fun of people because bad things can happen back to you, like karma. Basically, was the point of the story. Because this one Joe Rogan brings up a lot. He's like, oh, she-bears come out and attack the bald man and ate him because the kids were making fun of him. Like, what? That's stupid as fuck. And then I looked into it and I heard that BG Garage guy rephrasing it. No, the point of the story is you don't curse people. Like, you don't.
I don't even know if I know this story. That's so interesting.
I got a bookmark. Yeah, just type in she-bear Bible quote. It should come up somewhere. I'm butchering it badly, but it was about kids were making fun of a bald guy, and the bald guy cursed the mother of the bald guy, cursed the kids, and then a bear came out of the woods and ate the kids.
Leviticus 12:5 reference Bible. But if she bear a made child,
she-bear was supposed to be an angry mother, I think. It's like, don't make fun of a kid's disability, or the angry mother is going to come and fuck you up.
I think this is supposed to be there's supposed to be a space here. If she bear a made child,
I think it's supposed to say she bear.
Maybe I'm doing something wrong. She bear. Here we go.
I'm just pulling from it. I should find BG's video of it because it's fucking great the way he changes the analogy. Because he's religious and he swears on his YouTube videos all the time, like, hey, you're supposed to be religious. Doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible that I can't say fuck.
Oh, dude, people say you can't say goddamn because you can't take God's name in vain. I'm like, you guys are fucking retarded. Goddamn. She bears range.
You're going to be damned by God, is what I'm saying.
I don't see.
Let me see if I can find it.
I'm probably spelling it wrong. Anyways, while we look for that, where is this? Jesus prophecies. Oh, I'm in the wrong tab. Share this tab instead. So I was going through this PDF, and while you were gone,
Kings 2:24.
Kings 2. What was it?
23:24. Two female she-bears came out of the woods and mauled the boys. Copy and paste it.
Okay, let's see. Share this instead. Let's just go to... I wonder where this starts.
See, this is the dumb shit that people would do at Bible camps. Be like, oh, you think it means that? Well, let's open the Bible and read it together. See what, you know. And it's not the Bible that's learning new information that's exciting. It's same as leveling up in a video game. Like, oh, I learned something new. I'm on level 2 now.
So I wish this is why I love my rabbi, because he helps me understand the context of who they're speaking to in this book, what time they're doing it, and all that. And people listen to look at our Lord. So where does this start? Here, and Elisha, whatever, is jeered.
I can't hear you.
Let's
See
see.
your-
The
there we
people
go.
of the city said to Elisha, "Look, our Lord, this town is well situated, as you can see, but the water is bad and the land is unproductive. Bring me a new bowl," he said, "and put salt in it." So they brought it to him. Then he went out to the spring and threw the salt into it, saying, "This is what the Lord says, I have healed this water. Never again will it cause death or make the land unproductive." And the water has remained pure to this day, according to the word they spoke.
So he
From
used,
there,
he used salt to kill the germs in the water.
yeah, but yeah, okay. So
Because the
sure.
well was poisoned, so to unpoison the well, they sterilized it with salt water, and then the salt water dissipated away, and the rainwater filled it back in, so it was clean. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't. So that's fleshly, right? That's the physical way that you could read this. And so I just was wanting to look at it for the spiritual meaning, since God says, the flesh battle is won on the cross. So we are
Yeah.
going to fight. So then what is the message spiritually? Look down, it's well situated, but the water is bad and the land is unproductive. The water is so he separated the waters from the waters. That's talking about good and evil. So if the water meaning the spirit you serve, so that's bad.
What you take in is bad. You're taking in
Yeah.
bad. You're looking at not safe for work content.
Yeah. And so your fruit is bad. So the land, if the land produces bad fruit, it's unproductive. So you'll know
Yes.
that. So that's just saying, like, you basically, the person is well situated. They have Jesus, but for some reason the water is bad and their fruit is trash.
They
So
have an
bring me a
ant.
new bowl. I will put salt in it. And so he brings in the new bowl, puts salt in it. Looks like I've healed this again.
I deleted the Discord not safe for work section, and I put in a nature photo section.
And the water remained pure to this day. So some basically that's where you're at. The water is
You won't have
healed.
degenerate chat rooms in your Discord. You won't have degeneracy in your Discord. So you can have all the nice good ones like movies, pop culture, all that
No,
stuff.
you know what?
That degeneracy in there, you're poisoning the whole Discord with your one degenerate channel.
Not really. I don't think that that's true, because I don't know about that from this verse, but I know in the garden it was perfection, and it had the one Discord channel. It had the snake in the garden in its perfection. It's not about the world being in the world. It's about you removing yourself from the
Not to
world.
go into that Discord
Yeah.
channel. Like
God doesn't say cut off the Discord channel. God says gouge out your eyes if you have such a problem that you can't stop looking at it.
Yeah. See, for me, I didn't go in the Discord channel. I was in Nick's Discord, but I was never in the dirty cat fucking pervert boy, because it grossed me out, and everybody was like loving it in there. Like, you guys are all fucked.
It's kind of like, it's like laughing at the submersible stuff.
Right? No one told me not just to leave and ignore it. I just ignored it.
You know, you definitely know. There's a part of you that's, yeah, it's fucking weird. And there's a part of all of us that's like,
it's like
not offended, right? That doesn't easily get offended, that can understand, but then they push, and it's like, okay, listen, it's too far. It's not funny. It's just levels upon levels of degeneracy. I don't get it. Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Like, have you seen that study where they put a gay or straight guys in an MRI and they show them pictures of maggots eating rotten flesh and two guys kissing, and the MRI can't tell the difference?
Really?
Yeah, because straight guys are so it grosses us out to see two dudes kissing.
Dude, it grosses me out to think about. That's how I know I'm not a lesbian. It grosses me out to think of eating pussy. Like, bleh, I don't want to do that.
You would have that same thing in the MRI. It's like, it's a fact.
I don't think it's wrong. I just think I don't want to eat. There's other things.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch.
I don't want to eat raw meat, like steak that's pink or bloody. I think that's the same thing to me. I don't think it's wrong for somebody else to want to do it, but for me, that's why I don't understand straight people that have such a, like, they hate it. It's like, it doesn't hurt you at all. They can't reproduce.
I think those are the closets, the ones that like actively go out.
Yeah, like, seriously.
The problem is they are reproducing schools.
Well, they really aren't.
100% in 7 years. If that's not producing it from the education system, I don't know what is.
They're not reproducing, like I'm just saying, like they're not physically
They're not making
reproducing.
babies. No, but they're
Right.
reproducing their numbers.
Those
They're
straight
converting.
people are doing that though.
They're
The
converting people.
fucking allies and shit are doing
No,
that.
no, what they're doing is they're catching kids when they don't realize they shouldn't be attracted to all these shiny objects, and that's why.
That's not just the gays. That's not just any. That's the people that are the most guilty, in my opinion, are the ones who are standing by and letting it happen. So the teachers who are like, "It's fine, let's teach it. Let's empower the kids, and this isn't going to hurt them." I don't. Those aren't. That's not gays. That's
those are the Nazi prison guards who are like, I'm just holding the door shut. I'm not gassing anybody. I just took his number down and gave him his little tattoo. It's not my fault. Well, if you weren't
that's
there,
gross.
nobody would do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Let's read it. This is the part where it's going to talk about the baldness. It says, "From there, Elisha went up to Bethel Elisha, maybe I am something. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of the town and jeered at him. 'Get out of here, Baldy,' they said. 'Get out of here, Baldy.' He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys." He was walking down the road. Some boys came out of the town. 42 of them. Okay. And he went on to Mount Carmel and from there returned to Samaria. This is interesting. So it's telling us that he's got pure water in him to make productive fruit. And he called a curse down on 42 boys, or 42 of them got the curse. 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. And he went out. What the shit?
I told you it was a fucked up passage. This is what got me into religion. Like, okay, this can't be. And that BG.
Okay, let's start at the time. When the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel." But Elisha said, "As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. The company of the prophets at Bethel came out to Elisha and asked, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?" "Yes, I know," Elisha replied. "So be quiet." Then Elijah said to him, "Stay here." Elijah said to him, "Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Jericho." And he replied, "As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you." So they went to Jericho. The company of the prophets at Jericho went to Elisha and asked him, "Do you know the Lord's going to take your master from you?" "Yep, be quiet." Elisha said to him, "Stay here again. I'm going to go to the Jordan." He said, "As long as the Lord lives, I will not leave you." They went together. 50 men from the company of the prophets went and stood at a distance, facing the place where Elijah and Elisha had stopped at the Jordan. Elisha took his cloak, rolled it up, and struck the water with it. The water divided to the right and to the left, and the 2 of them crossed on dry ground. 50 men from the company of the prophets went and stood at a...
So everybody can split water now?
Well, the water isn't I don't know. Facing the place where Elijah had stuff at the Jordan. Elijah took his cloak, rolled it up, and struck the water. So cloak is his covering. So he took, it's not, so Jesus wears the coat of many colors because he has taken off from our backs our sin, what we wore. So when he took his cloak, meaning he took what covered him and struck the water, it's like saying he was wearing the name of Jesus and he took it off and applied it to the thing that was in front of him, okay,
what about this? What if he was wearing the cloak? Think of his cloak as like a hockey team jersey. He was wearing like a Detroit Red Wings hockey jersey, and he took that off and washed it in the water to change the color of the jersey to a Phoenix jersey, so it was so he could pass through.
I don't think it changed it. So I think it's like saying he took his thing off and the water, there was one thing that could divide the water and it had to be Red Wings. So boom, he hits it, it's Red Wings, the water divides, you get to go through. Because I think that's the purpose. I don't think it changed the cloak. It just changed the water.
Well, I'm thinking of it like he wasn't like Monty Python on the Quest for Holy Grail. He couldn't pass that bridge, but if he changed to a black outfit, he could cross the bridge unencumbered.
That could be true, but here it doesn't say that he like he just took it off and used it. It's like he took off his cross from around his neck and he used, and you know what I mean, as if it was his. He didn't. This is so.
Why wouldn't it say parted the water? Why struck the water?
Because you come in life, in the spiritual, it's all a battle. So he took his protection, his what's covering him, and he struck the water with it. Stood at a distance facing the place where Elijah took 50 men from the company of the prophets, stood at a distance facing them. Oh, so they were across the water? Struck the water, and the two of them crossed over on dry ground. Mm-hmm. So in when Jesus is with them later in the New Testament, they're in a boat and Jesus is on the other side of the water. And Peter, I'm pretty sure he's the one that.
I wonder if they meant struck the water like they used it as an oar to paddle or something.
I see it more of like used against. We could look this word up actually. If you wanted to get into it, we could look this up and figure out what they meant, but it could just mean he took off his, well, this cloak is like a rosary. He took off his clothes and he used it against the water. The water had no choice but divide to the left and the right, and the people crossed through on dry ground. For some reason, he just kept sticking with them until they get to the Jordan, and Elijah does that. The thing about Elijah is interesting is that he was with Jesus or with us, and then he was not. So he was like resurrected for some reason. He's like the foreshadowing of what Jesus would be like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Elijah was like a holy name, but
they say in the end, my favorite interpretation of the two witnesses is that it'll be Elijah and Elisha both come back to prophesy and testify until the end. So when they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken from you? Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." Bro, I was just going to tell you that for some reason, Elijah, before Jesus died, Elijah had the Holy Spirit. That's the only way that he could have been taken without dying. He does these things right here, struck the water in pure faith because he's working with the Holy Spirit. And Elisha says, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit. You have asked a difficult thing, yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will not. You have asked a difficult thing."
Here. Could this be like how fighters at UFC, like when they're done, they win their fight, they're like, "It wasn't me, it wasn't my coaches, it was Jesus. Jesus helped me through this fight." Could that be like the Elijah transfer, like Jesus going through Elijah, saying it was people using Jesus won this fight for me, not me and all my hard work? Soul to win the fight. So like Elijah was possessed by Jesus to live and die, maybe?
But no, because there's nothing special about Jesus. And there's nothing special about Elijah. The only thing special about either of them was God. God in them. It was the actual Holy Spirit in them.
And that's what I mean with the fighters. Fighters believe, like, and I did this for rugby. Like when I was playing rugby, I was very undersized, but I believed in my heart that I was as good or better than everybody else in the field. I truly believe that. Like looking back now, fuck no way. There's way better guys than me. But at the time, I believed that, so therefore, no one could stop me.
Mm-hmm.
And just
this is before Jesus, right? So this is. I don't think Jesus is. I think this is all spirit, and that's why it says.
I think that's why the power and belief is something people don't appreciate. That is an actual power.
Well, 1,000%. In Jesus himself in the New Testament is walking through his hometown, and he can't heal people. So we're Jesus, and there's people who are in Jesus' hometown. And do you know, or could you guess why Jesus was unable to heal them?
Because no one believed in him.
No one believed in him, right? And because it has nothing to do with the
And that's like
power that
believing
Jesus has. It's the faith that heals you.
right. And
If
I
you
like
believe nothing can heal you,
that I
then
took from
nothing
that.
can heal you. That is your belief. If it's just like, that's the crazy thing about it. You're like, you have no belief in this thing that you wanted it to heal you. Like the world is just this magic genie lamp, and you're putting your beliefs into it, and you're getting them all the time, you know?
Right. And that's what I took from sports. Like I believed I was better than the person I was
Yeah.
going against every time. Whether I was or not, it didn't matter. I believed it, so therefore it was true.
Yeah, that's why those people could say, Jesus, didn't I heal people in your name? Didn't I do work in your name? And Jesus is like, you know, I don't know you. You know me. And you used my name to heal people because those people had a faith in me. But that has nothing to do with your fucking power. It has nothing
Right.
to do with you. Your problem is you think there is your good and not that you have good in you.
Yeah.
This teacher comes up, or this person comes up to Jesus in the Old New Testament and says, good teacher, good teacher. And he literally says, why do you call me that? Why are you calling me a good teacher? There's nothing good in me except God. So it's like, no, Elisha doesn't believe that he's holding on to, it doesn't really tell us that, but you can know for sure that he has the Spirit, and Elisha can feel it because he asks for it. Let me inherit a double portion of your Spirit.
Right. He believes it to his core.
Mm-hmm. And he says, you have asked a difficult thing. If you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will not be. That's what Jesus says. He says, I will come. I will come to you again. I will be back. And he comes back and he's with them for 40 days. You saw me. I will walk with you. You can touch me. I will eat food with you. That's how you know it's real. It's not him dying on the cross. And it's not the empty tomb. He also came back. He also preached for 40 days. And so it says, as they were walking along together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. And Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel. And Elijah saw him no more. Then he took hold of his garment and tore it in two. That means he mourned.
Father and daughter.
What do you mean, father and daughter?
But she says, my father, when he was taken away.
They're both boys, I think. I think Elisha's a guy.
I thought it was a guy and a girl. Like I thought they were a couple, because that's why the guy kept telling the girl to stay behind and wait here, like for her safety. She's like, no, if you're in danger, I'm in danger.
They're both guys.
Oh. Then why was one telling the other one to stay back? And they're like, no, I'm with you. If you go, I go. I took that as like
He's saying, you stay, the Lord has sent me somewhere. And he's like, as surely as the Lord lives and you live, I'm not leaving you. So he's just saying, you need to stay here. I'm on a mission from God. And the other one is saying, my faith in God is I'm going to be with you. And everyone who sees him, they're like, don't you know he's going to die? And Elisha's going, I don't care if he's going to die. As long as he lives, I'm going to be by his side. And he was by his side until the moment he was taken up in a whirlwind and was no longer. That just shows his faithfulness. It's like, I hear what you're, because Elisha didn't if he wanted him to, he would have just said, you can't go. But he's going, stay here. The Lord has a mission for me. And Elisha every time goes, as long as you live, this is where I want to be. I want everything that you have. Pour out into me. Exactly how we should all be, at the cross of Jesus, to be like, nope, I'm staying here. As long as you're here I am. This is a really, really good example of faith, I think. They walked along. He was taken away. Elisha saw him no more, and he took hold of his garment and mourned. Elisha then picked up Elijah's cloak that had fallen from him and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. He took the cloak that had fallen off Elijah and struck the water. Where now is the Lord, the God of Elijah, he asked. And he struck the water. It divided to the right and to the left, and he crossed over. Somebody's wearing the cloak of the Lord. The company of the prophet from Jericho who were watching said, the spirit of Elijah is resting on Elisha. And they went to meet him and bowed to the ground before him. Look, they said, we, your servants, have 50 able men. Let them go and look for your master. Perhaps the Spirit of the Lord has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in some valley. No, Elisha replied, do not send them. But they persisted until he was too embarrassed to refuse. So he said, send them. And they sent 50 men who searched for 3 days but did not find him. You picking this up at all? When they returned to Elisha, who was staying in Jericho, he said to them, didn't I tell you not to go? Like, yeah, you're not going to find him because I watched him get taken up. He's not in the tomb. He gone. Healing the water. The people of the city said to Elijah, look, our Lord, this town is well situated. As you can see, the water is bad. The land is productive. Bring me a bowl, Elisha said. And he put salt in the bowl. They brought it to him. Then he went out to the spring and threw the salt into it, saying, this, the Lord says, I have healed this water. Never again will it cause death to make land unproductive. Will it cause death or make the land unproductive? And the water has remained pure to this day. So it's just some town in Jericho that he cleansed the water of. Because, I don't know, they needed a ritual. It says, though, that if the salt has lost its saltiness, what is it good for? So he's resalting the well of the Spirit of the Lord.
Regrounding everybody, bringing everybody back to base.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's funny, though, because you could also turn back to be the Lord and turn into a full pillar of salt, which is useful for nothing. Elisha jeered. From there, Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of the town and jeered at him. Get out of here, Baldy, they said. Get out of here, Baldy. They turned. Oh, get out of here, Baldy. He must not be having his head covered.
Not a man of God.
I wish that any Jewish person was here right now. Yeah, exactly. Because
Right?
It must mean something. I wonder if he's supposed to be mourning still because 7 days haven't passed since Elisha was taken up or something like that. He turned to them, called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. And he went into Mount. I also said there's 50.
So some of them got away.
It seems like there were like 50 somewhere up here. I don't remember. So I wonder if these are just of the 50 that.
So of the 50,
most of them still had a lack of faith.
Because they weren't supposed to go anyway. He told them not to go anyway. They went without. They didn't listen to him. They went and got eaten up by a fucking pissed off bear.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. But that I don't quite. This is also New Testament. So there's a lot of fleshly examples that Jesus would come back later and say, you know, those were great examples and people needed those examples basically, and that's the way it was supposed to go, but that's not the way.
The perfect story of that Jesus thing. Remember, did we watch that video of the appointment in Sumatra?
No.
Oh, look up appointment in Sumatra. I think it explains like why Jesus had to go to die, because it's a short little 1-minute clip. I thought we watched it. Maybe we didn't. Be on YouTube. It's from like the 70s. I can't see what you're bringing up.
I'm just bringing up YouTube. I'm going to type it in. YouTube first.
Samara or Sumatra.
Oh, I'm not typing. Okay, good. Try again. Appointment in Samara?
Yep, that should be. Let's see which one it is. Scroll down. That one right there. Yeah, we watched it with the red line. 1:40. Down one more.
This one?
No, down one more.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
I do remember watching this. I don't remember what it said. Okay, let's see.
Once upon a time, many, many years ago, a rich merchant in Baghdad sent his servant to the marketplace to buy provisions.
Okay, I do remember this.
And after a while, the servant came back, white-faced and trembling, and said, "Master, when I was in the marketplace, I was jostled by a woman in the crowd, and I turned to look, and I saw that it was death that had jostled me. And she looked at me and made a threatening gesture. Oh, master, please lend me your horse that I may ride away from this city and escape my fate. I will ride to Samara, and death will not find me there. So the merchant loaned him the horse, and the servant mounted it and dug his spurs into its flank, and as fast as the horse could gallop, he rode towards Samara. Then the merchant went to the marketplace, and he saw Death standing in the crowd, and he said to her, "Why did you make a threatening gesture to my servant when you saw him this morning?" And Death said, "I made no threatening gesture. That was only a start of surprise. I was astonished to see him here in Baghdad. For I have an appointment with him tonight in Samara."
You can't escape the point, right? It's the purpose.
Yep. That's one of my favorites. I'll never remember what it's called, but
in Samara.
Oh, I'm in this one. Yeah, I heard that not here. I heard it as someone made their own joke about it. That's the first time I ever heard it. But almost exactly the same. That's dope.
Geez, right? You know something bad's gonna happen. You can't go. Don't let the people kill you. I'm like, no, shit's gotta happen.
Well, that's the thing. Don't divide yourself in the midst of the storm. Like literally everything that Jesus tells us and God tells us since forever is a kingdom divided cannot stand. He said, if you're raised up with me, I give you something special. I give you a double portion inheritance. Nothing can move you. You have enough to give and still be whole. You're 100% human, but you're also now going to be 100% God. You are raised up with me on the cross.
Just remember it.
Yeah, I took a bong rip and now I forgot what I was saying. Son of a bitch.
That everybody forgets it, right? That's the problem.
I don't think
that if you stay on the path, you will be rewarded. You may not feel like you're being rewarded by not taking that fucking third piece of chocolate cake, but in the end, you'll be rewarded.
So I guess it depends on your mentality when you didn't take the cake. If you go to take the cake and go, never mind, I want to be rewarded later. Like, is that selfish? That's still selfish, right?
No, I think you're just choosing the right path, like making the right decision.
Why? Why does that what makes that right?
What makes what right?
The not eating the cake now because it's not because what makes
you can
that
have cake. You just can't have too much of your cake. I said third piece, right? So you have your cake, you had extra cake, more than you should have, and then you're going to go back for a third piece. I mean, you're just being greedy. You're indulging your lusts or your desire. You're indulging in your desires and not in your nutrients. You should be indulging in your nutrients.
No, see, I don't think so. I think it depends on your state of mind in indulgence. If
you have your third piece of chocolate cake, then you get up the next day and you're like, oh, I'll have cake for breakfast. Oh, I'm just going to have cake for lunch because there's eggs in it. There's flour in it. That's good for me. But really, it's not. You know it's not, but you're convincing yourself that, all these ingredients that are in it are good. So it must be good altogether. And I think that's...
Yeah, I think this is a bad example because I still can't... It's definitely bad for your body to eat cake all day, no matter what.
Cake is like an example of like your soul. You ingest something that's bad for your soul.
So we have to use something that's bad for us because I'm like going to defend cake until the end of forever.
If you look at the Baldo, Nick's reviewing the Baldo to make fun of it and to make fun of Jack Murphy, that's one thing. But if now you're doing displays of how the Baldo works and reviews of how the Baldo works, you're on your third fucking piece of cake, fatty. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Like you can look at the perversion and diversion and like see it for what it is, but once you start partaking in the perversion, it's different.
I do definitely.
You can have a drink or you can be a drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just I guess I was looking at it from just the spiritual aspect of it, and it's like if you avoid doing videos about your wife and the baldo because you want to be looked at better in the eyes of God, you might as well do the video because you're not fooling God. Just do the video because the thought is what fucks you.
Right.
And so at the end of it's
Your
like,
decision. It always comes back to your decision.
yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, I guess if the fruit you want to put into the world is that, then keep doing what you're doing. And
Like it wasn't, the liquor didn't make Nick say what he said. It was the decision to drink.
Ego.
That led to it, right?
Ego made him say that because when he...
It wasn't the alcohol, it was the decision to drink the alcohol.
Yeah. I think we've listened to enough of what Nick has said that I am confident then you could say ego because he's like, oh, we learned about this guy before 3 years ago, implying like in his mind that he has spent 3 years understanding Montagraph. And then he says, somebody goes, isn't he like super litigious? And he goes, I don't know. Oh, wow, 3 years and you don't even know that. Okay. But then he goes in his ethics complaint and he's all, oh, super litigious Montagraph. I'm like, oh, really? So now you know a thing about him. What other lawsuit did he file except for the one?
Multiple, thousands of them, apparently.
Well, I've had some of his gimps
say
that to
cases
me.
he filed against other people. The only thing the judge cares about is this one case that's in front of him on his desk at that time. All the other cases don't matter.
You can't believe, I'm so glad this led us here. Accidentally just led us here. Because when you were having a storm, I don't know how long I stuck around, but you can't believe it. As soon as I hit end, you messaged me. I'm like, I looked down, I'm like, are you kidding? Because you went offline on Discord. And I was like, uh-oh, that's a bad sign. Yeah, everything is gone. And so I looked down and your thing was lit up. I'm like, are you serious? I just hit the end. Okay, so, but while I was doing that, I was kind of messing. Oh, I'm not sharing this. Share this tab. Messing around, looking through the, I don't know, the PDFs from the lawsuit, the ones from the court. See this here? Minnesota Judicial Branch, the watermark from them. Filed in District Court, State of Minnesota, February 13, 2023 at 10 p.m. Those are Ricada hours. What have I done? I went too far. Okay, so while I'm doing this,
bump that up to another % in Zoom.
No, we're not. Don't worry, we won't have to stay here. Let me make this page bigger. Does that help? And make this bigger. Okay, this is not what we need. We need to get to. So I'm scrolling through. I'm like, okay, who cares? This is just one of Randazza's people saying I watched all these videos. I saw the same shit, and this all needs to be dismissed. He's just agreeing to it.
Jury or judge?
Judge. We're still at the judge. So this stuff is not admitted as facts. This is just to say while it should be dismissed. Like, go ahead and just look at this. If you take a cursory look, you'll see what we see. He is worthy of being accused of this crime, and so that's the problem with Nick trying to use anti-slap is because there's no facts here, right? They're using these as like sort of facts, but none of this shit is going to be. Well, these are the transcripts from the video.
It's like opening argument facts. They're not really facts. It's just an opening argument.
Yeah. If you look, it's everything. It says on February 13th, I was in the office and I looked at this video of the Umbrella Man and he was blah, blah, blah. It's everything that they looked at to decide that there's no case. He's supporting the fact that this should be dismissed. So he's just saying, and all of these things, I saw this saying, I saw this video, I saw blah, 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 blah. This is all just evidence. This is 71 pages. It's called Exhibit, I think A, or Exhibit List, maybe? This is what it says, Exhibit List.
I wonder if they're going to try and depose like Runkle and Mont and Legal Minds and all those guys.
But they might, because it sounds like in Minnesota, and I don't know if this is just old or I'm reading it wrong, but it sounds like in order to get the judgment in the defamation, 2 people have to testify that they heard it. So because it's spoken.
Andrew Mindset can't lie to the judge because it's on video.
Well, so he can. Listen, what's interesting is that he slandered him, right? Because he used his spoken word. And so because that's he said, she said, technically the said part, they're saying you need to have 2 witnesses, bring him in and say that he really did say that. But what Nick did is kind of unique. It's online, not kind of unique. It's what the internet is. It's what is, the courts will have to start deciding. But supposedly libel, which is the written down, is worse. It's a worse form of defamation because you've published it. Like it is written. It's not just like he said this and it's not really written down and it'll be forgotten and the words could be changed. No, it is enshrined in a way. Well, Nick kind of did that. So it's this like weird.
It's more than unwritten. It's more than written.
It's published speech. It's published libel. It's slanderous libel. It's something. I don't know what to call it, but unfortunately, it's a.
Like when the libel laws were written, there was no video, so I think they probably just like assume that video is like written in the same.
But didn't they? I don't actually know.
Because it's permanent. I think that was the point of slander. It wasn't permanent. It was only heard at that one time by that.
Yeah.
Whereas libel it can be heard by many people many times.
Mm-hmm. And that seems like. I don't know. So basically, I don't know if they're going to go before a jury. That's how I got here. I was like, how the hell? Why are we talking about this? I don't know if it's going to go through a jury. I don't know if he will have to have 2 people testify.
Because Nixon wanted to live stream the deposition. Like it was going to be funny. Can I live stream this deposition? He was joking about it with.
Oh, yeah. He said there's no way he wasn't going to air it. Yeah. No way?
What's he going to ask Monty? How is he going to make Monty look bad in the deposition?
I don't think that's going to be difficult. Are you serious? Not sure. Monty makes himself look bad all the time. That's why he's where he's at.
But to in this case, look bad.
Easy. Have him say anything.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to.
That's right. So
he has to ask the questions.
Okay, so what color is the sky, Monty? Oh, son of a bitch. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's going to be hard.
I think Monty plays the character of Monty more than like real. Right?
No. What I hope you're wrong, because what I like about Monty is that I think he believes it.
I think he believes it partially, but I think he can like also know reality.
What are they serving where you're from? This is crazy. No. He truly.
I know says he truly believes things, but I don't think he really like. I think if I'm down to like in a courtroom, I think he'd be like, no, this is not true. I just said it for effect.
You mean he's more like Alex Jones? He just embellishes for funsies? Yes. Like his stories. No, I don't find Monty doing that very much. Okay. I think he has.
That was pretty funny. He was laughing.
Listen, I don't think he's Alex Jones. I don't think he's embellishing to make the story sound away. I honestly think he has this, like, for instance, I
don't think all shit posters are like degenerates in real life. I think they're just shit posting for fun.
I agree. Yes, that's totally different. Monty thinks he searched up Divinity Said on Instagram, found my Instagram name. There's my name, Beth Smith. This is her. I've doxed you. I'm the best person in the whole entire universe. You better watch out. I'm going to catch you at the gas station. I'll be right there. That's Monty. He really thinks that is like this giant superhero move. He does believe that in his mind. The problem is, it's like what any 7-year-old can do these days, and Monty never.
That's a good point, because Monty started years and years and years ago, like working the algorithm.
He believes in what he knows. He believes in an old school method of doing things. And again, if Monty doesn't believe this, then it is ridiculous. I appreciate Monty because I think he believes in what he says. That's why he has 70,000 people that watch him. He's so much more popular than almost every, like right now, popular than almost most of the YouTubers that we watch. Like his audience, he doesn't have to sit around and get drunk. He talks to them about his actual beliefs. He actually has beliefs about the government and the conspiracy theories, and he gets it wrong, but
he's got. I like some of the stuff.
Great. Yeah, right.
There were two things that he talked about. I can't remember what they were now, but there was two things he talked about. Like, what the fuck? And it might have been 3 days later. It started popping up on the news. I'm like, Jesus fuck, Monty.
Yeah. So like we need people like Monty who are not afraid to be ridiculed nonstop because he gets it. It's such out there things. He's our crazy uncle that's willing to like. He's not just wearing a tinfoil hat. It's a freaking full-on colander. He's got a colander on his head. He looks weird. He behaves weird, but he believes it. And he's not doing it for clout. He's doing it to save America, to save himself, to say whatever he's out there for. I don't think it's bad. Right? So at the end of the day, you've got people who are supposed to be just as based, who supposedly want to wake things up, and you're going to call him a pedo, shut it down, his whole thing. Just be with the worst accusation you could think of. Because your ego wants to believe that you did such deep research when you were getting drunk with this other guy who you decided didn't defame somebody who actually did. Then that's
when Nick took that one piece of cake, the joke about Monty fucking a melon, and turned it into 3 pieces of cake.
Well, that's the thing. Exactly. The joke about Monty fucking a melon. That is such a deep rabbit hole that you can actually probably say that. You could probably say, I've heard audio of you doing this. I've seen video of it. You've posted a different video where you clearly have this cutesy little relationship with your melon. Like those things are, and it's not some kind of crime of moral fucking awfulness, sexual depravity to say he wants to fuck this melon. You know what I'm saying?
American Pie, they were fucking a pie.
There's no evidence of the other stuff. There's no evidence of Montegraph losing a defamation suit because he is a pedophile. And Nick knows it.
It's just that Nick his story had to keep getting bigger, right? I caught a 10-pound fish to a 15-pound fish to a.
Well, now his fish is getting smaller. It went from there's a snuff film of him a child molesting a little boy to there's this movie that he made where there's this a young woman. I mean, even call her a fucking woman.
And he doesn't talk about it like it was a fantasy movie made. He talked about it like it was a live video someone made, like porn.
His defense
he didn't really separate it when he was describing it. He just said, "Oh, Monty makes these videos, like backroom casting coach videos, like." Because that's what the audience thought. They didn't think of stupid, I'm going to try and make a bad, what was that movie? I did not hit her. I did not.
I don't know. I don't know internet.
It's the most famous movie ever.
Is it a movie?
Yes, Mark, I did not hit her. It's the worst. It's like the worst acting ever. Just type it in. Mark, I did not hit her. It should come up.
No, I got to get to this because this is where we're going to put our detective skills to the test. Look, Exhibit 22, a CNBC article titled "Elon Musk Found Not Guilty in Pedo Guy Defamation Trial," and they've placed this in their article. So while you were gone, I found the article.
Well done.
So this must be what Randazza and Nick are looking at to say, hey, you can call someone a pedo. Look, Elon Musk publicly did it, and it was fine. Key points.
Well, let's
Elon Musk was found not guilty for defamation in a Los Angeles federal court on Friday. A British cave explorer, Vernon Unsworth, brought the suit against Musk in September 2018 after the CEO was called him, quote, sus, which means suspicious for you boomers out there, and a, quote, pedo guy on Twitter. Musk and his defense team, led by attorney Alex Spiro, argued that, quote, pedo guy was simply heated rhetoric and not meant as a statement of fact. A jury decided that Elon Musk had not defamed British caver Vernon in court. Quote, my faith in humanity is restored, said Musk in court after the verdict was delivered. The jury deliberated for only an hour before delivering its verdict in the case, which went to trial earlier this week. Unsworth brought the suit against Musk in September after Tesla and SpaceX CEO called him, quote, sus and pedo guy on Twitter over the summer. Also, I'm going to look up the case, but it says Musk also characterized the spelunker as a, quote, child rapist in emails to BuzzFeed reporter Ryan Mack.
And throw all that out. BuzzFeed right there lied, so they probably never got that.
And practically requested the lawsuit in 2018 with a tweet that said, "Don't you think it's strange he hasn't sued me?" This is definitely what Nick does. Called him a pedo, child rapist. Sue me if you want. Take me to court. That's what Nick said. In his testimony during the
Anything BuzzFeed says was quoted.
Huh?
Anything BuzzFeed says that somebody else said, don't believe it.
Oh,
well. I think Musk sued BuzzFeed for saying he said things in quotes and he didn't. That might be why he got out of this too.
Well, I guess we have to read about it. Musk, in this testimony during the defamation trial this week, Musk apologized to Unsworth and said he did not believe he was a pedo. Musk and his defense team argued that pedo guy, quote, was simply heated rhetoric and not meant as a statement of fact. They also argued that the phrase pedo guy is widely known slang for creepy old guy, and they suggested that Unsworth was looking for a payout in court and had not sincerely been harmed by the pedo guy label. The clash between the two men began...
Pedo would only mean pedophile guy, not creepy old guy. That's why it's pedo, not creepo.
Creepy, yeah. And if this is true, we have to read the lawsuit and see. Musk and his employees.
The actual tweet. Because did he really say that, or is it insinuated?
Let's see. It'll be in the lawsuit, so we should be able to do this.
You think they would have had that front and center as the number one thing to show people this is what he said?
No, right? But it sounds like he might. Well, hang on, but I need to do something.
Because like Musk might have been like, he sounds like he could be one of those pedo type guys. That's different than what Nick said, right? Nick said he is an actual pedophile.
Well, he said sus. Sus meaning suspicious sus, means allegedly
could be
means I don't know.
It's not an accusation, it's a question.
Unsworth versus Musk, California District Court. Okay, I got to figure out what to read. Oh, Lord. They said it was in 2018, so let's go down to that year. Okay. So the transcripts on Pacer? I guess we can look at that. Blah, blah, blah. Unredacted verdict. Judgment on the verdict.
Why can't they just show the offending tweet?
That action dismissed on its merits, and that the defendant recover of the Benescoffin action. Let's see. List of exhibits. How many pages? 71 again.
I wonder if this was something about that cave diver guy wanted to go and save the little kids or something, and that it was something around that. He wanted to go save these kids that were trapped underground in Taiwan or something, or someplace.
Show me. Is this just the list of them is 71 pages long? Holy shit. Okay. That was bad. That was a bad choice. List of exhibits. Yeah, I guess that's what that says. Jury notes. Redacted verdict. Minutes of trial, 4th day held and completed before the judge. Closing arguments made. Closing and verdict reached.
Oh, I got the tweet. I think if this is really the tweet in The Guardian, it says, you know what? Don't bother showing the video. We will make one of the mini sub pods going all the way to the K5, no problem. Sorry, pedo guy. You really didn't ask for it. So it was around that cave diving incident.
Sorry, pedo guy, what?
Yeah, there's a whole tweet thread of Elon and this guy going back and forth.
Does he at all call him a child molester? I want to see what they put on the record.
I don't think so. I don't have Twitter, so I'm just going through pictures, so I don't know if these are real or... Water level was actually very low, still not flowing. You could literally have swum down to K5 with no gear, which is obviously how the kids got in. If not true, then I challenge Dude to show a final rescue video. Huge credit to Pump and Generator. I think maybe that guy was the guy that took the kids into the cave that he was calling the peddler. Like, why are you taking these kids down in this cave to be trapped alone with them?
Oh.
Possibly. Oh, yeah, here we go. Never saw this British expat guy who lives in Thailand, sus, at any point when they were in the caves. Only people that were in sight were the Thailand Navy Army guards, who were great. Thai Navy SEALs escorted us in, total opposite of wanting us to leave. So yeah, this guy was a guy in, because most guys that go to Thailand are going there for nefarious reasons. Not because it's beautiful. They're going there for little kids, little boys, little girls. That's what Thailand's fucking national product is. Same as Philippines.
This guy that lost, plaintiff Vernon Unsworth, the one who decided he was defamed, he was represented by Lynn Wood. He appeared pro hoc vice. So he found is this all a publicity stunt? Holy fuck. Yep. People just have money to burn.
Lynn Wood. Well, she just heard I can sue Elon, and then she fundraised off of that.
And then she is the guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Lynn Wood could fundraise to go against Elon, right? So now she can brag, oh, I went up against Elon Musk's team.
Application. Attorney Nicholas Wade. He had a bunch of attorneys. Another one, Jonathan Goonberg, Taylor Wilson. Holy shit. How many did he have? 1, 2, 4 of them.
They're all working pro bono, hoping they win the case and they can charge for attorney's fees. Yeah, put me on there. Put me down for fucking 200 hours worth of work. Oh, we lost? Never mind.
Oh, how many does Elon have? 1, 2, 3. I think Elon only has 3. I see. I'm going to win with less. How many does he have? I only want 3. I can't. Where the hell? Notice of motions to dismiss the case. Maybe that'll have something. Notice
under evidence
and exhibits. Proposed order. 10 pages. I'm an attorney for so-and-so. Exhibit. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, see?
The former Thai provincial governor, described inaccurately as rescue chief, is not the subject matter expert. That would be Dick Stanton, who co-led the dive rescue team. This is our direct correspondence. We're worried about the smallest... Okay, do we start at the bottom? I don't know
how they have changed.
We're worried about the smallest lad. Please keep working on the capsule details.
I think maybe this dude was like just walking around the area and tweeting that he was part of the major rescue team and he was there like as some big important person when he was just a fucking...
Oh, they took out the emails. Okay, so we start at the bottom. July 8th, Elon wrote, understandable. Right now, I have one of the world's best engineer teams. Wait, July 7th. Hold on, I'm retarded. July 7th said, Richard Stanton said, it is absolutely worth continuing with the just making sure, with the development of this system is in as timely a manner as feasible. If the rain holds out, it may be well used. Sent from the phone. The next day, Elon says, understandable. Right now, I have one of the world's best engineering teams who normally design spaceships and spacesuits working on this thing 24 hours a day. We're trying to get it right in a very short period of time. If it isn't needed or won't help, that would be great to know. Otherwise, it would be very helpful to have as much design direction as possible. July 8th. Sounds good. We'll continue. Parts. This is from Elon again. July 8th, 10, and then July Fuck, I wish I knew how to read that. Parts are being assembled. We'll send pictures, however, don't want to put in the plane. It's important. Operation Principal Spaceship. Who cares? I don't know what this is. I guess this is going to give us context of what they're talking about later. Office of the Prime Minister, Bangkok in July. I wish to convey my deepest appreciation for your engineering team.
This is just the government. All the praise that everybody was giving Elon for all the help he was trying to do. To try and show how good Elon was.
Okay. Operation Wild Boars is what it was called. Royal honor. Geez, he just... Okay, so that wasn't as awesome as I was hoping. I want to read this then. Motion to dismiss.
Statements of unmoderated internet forums, presumptive opinion.
Okay, let's just start. Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. Introduction and background. In June and July 2018, Musk and numerous other SpaceX, The Boring Company, and Tesla sought to help rescue 12 boys who were trapped in one of Thailand's caves. Many individuals, including representatives of the Thai government, other officials, and members of the public, confronting the prospects of an unfathomable tragedy, look to Musk, who is known for pioneering revolutionary transportation technologies at his companies, for help. Within hours of being in communication with Thai officials, Musk directed his companies and engineers to develop potential solutions to provide assistance to the rescue. Soon after, Musk sent the first of what would be several engineers to Chiang Rai. Dozens of engineers and Musk himself doubled down on their work, sacrificing their obligations, blah, blah, blah. The team worked countless hours each day. Aware of the time constraints, the team developed a groundbreaking miniature submarine that could carry children to safety. The development efforts included not just developing rescue equipment, but also providing resources for pumping water in order to provide additional capacity to keep up with oncoming rains, including sump pumps, Tesla power walls, and security, extremely high capacity pumps in Europe, and surveying in order
the cave that they could swim into, and then it rained too hard and they couldn't swim back out.
And in developing their rescue vehicle, Musk communicated directly with Richard Stanton, who that's the guy that at those other things. Oh, Kaaba Declaration. These are the things we read.
Yes.
So this is them, and all of. I guess that's proof that they went through with all this. In addition, employees traveled to Thailand. Musk himself. Put his personal and professional obligations on hold to travel and speak with rescuers on the ground. As reported in the Thai press, Musk was greeted at the airport by the Prime Minister, who asked him to provide equipment that could help Thailand in the future. On July 10th, the children were rescued. In reaction, Musk tweeted, "Great news that they made it out safely. Congratulations to an outstanding rescue team." Although it was ultimately not used in the rescue operations, the mini submarine developed by Musk and his team of volunteers was given to the Thai Navy SEAL team for use in future rescue missions. SpaceX engineers spent additional time in Thailand training members of the Thai Navy to use the mini submarine. Musk and engineers from his company were singularly focused on assisting the rescue efforts in any way they could. Yet plaintiff Vernon Unsworth decided to gratuitously attack them and insult their contributions. Unsworth appeared on CNN and, for unknown reasons, decided to pick a fight with Musk in spectacularly public fashion. Despite having never met Musk, Unsworth began striking at Musk and his colleagues. Unsworth called Musk's efforts a PR stunt that had absolutely no chance of working. He also advised Musk to stick his submarine where it hurts. Okay. Contrary to Unsworth's assertion, the Thai government appreciated Musk's and his team's help. The Prime Minister of Thailand wrote to Musk to convey. Okay, this is the stuff that why they showed us. People appreciated him. Similarly, the Royal Thai Army Special Forces wrote. The other thing we saw, they're stoked about him. These facts did not deter Unsworth from berating Musk and the selfless work of the engineering team he had assembled. Shocked by Unsworth's indefensible and baseless attacks, Musk answered to defend himself and the efforts of SpaceX, Tesla, and the Boring Company employees who had given up their days and nights to help find a solution. Musk took to Twitter, a social networking website infamous for invective and hyperbole. Am I wrong? What is this word?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what that is. To respond. It's funny, right? Because this is before he owned it. Musk, unaware of even of Unsworth's name, tweeted that he had never met the dude from CNN, but was nonetheless determined to prove him wrong. He vowed to demonstrate that his submarine could navigate the caves no problemo. And just like Unsworth did, Musk tacked on a gratuitous barb. Referencing Ty's documented reputation, Musk said that Unsworth was sus for being a British guy who lives in Thailand. Later referencing back to these suspicions, Musk dubbed Unsworth, quote, pedo guy. The public knew from the outset that Musk's insults were not intended. Yeah, they were not intended to be statements of fact so far. Indeed, many wondered aloud why Unsworth attacked Musk's efforts in the first place. Unsworth himself claimed that Musk was criticized for making accusations, quote, without any evidence. Musk moved on and decided to end the war of words. He deleted his prior tweets about Unsworth and publicly apologized. Musk tweeted that his initial remarks had been impulsive, quote, spoken in anger, end quote, and that Unsworth's offensive comments did not justify Musk's mark.
So what happened? So Thailand was mad at Musk and said, "Hey, don't fuck up our sex trade.
Fucking talk to us about that." Yeah,
that's what it was. Thailand got mad at Musk, made him delete the tweets, and then that guy goes, "Oh, he must be guilty because he deleted them. Let me go after him now."
Yeah, probably. Then Unsworth's lawyer entered the fray. Like Musk, Unsworth's lawyer also chose to communicate on the rough and tumble Twitter platform, chiding Musk and telling him to, quote, check his mail before tweeting, end quote. To this public tweet, Unsworth's lawyer attached a picture of a demand letter that he allegedly sent Musk days earlier. In that letter, Unsworth's lawyer escalated the rhetoric and used words Musk never did. He claimed that Musk had accused Unsworth of engaging in, quote, sexual exploitation of Thai children, end quote. Unsworth and his team's efforts to stir the pot worked. Media coverage reached a fever pitch, with numerous outlets reaching out to Musk to comment on Unsworth's lawyer's Twitter jabs. Musk did not respond publicly. Instead, he sent an, quote, off-the-record email responding to BuzzFeed's inquiry and chewing out the journalist. As part of his insults, Musk included a hyperlink to Google's search of Chiang Rai child trafficking. Musk theorized that Chiang Rai is, quote, isn't where you go for caves, it's where you go for something else, end quote. Culminating this long windup, Musk caricatured Unsworth as having a, quote, child bride who was about 12 years old, end quote. Musk closed by answering Unsworth's lawyer's threat, quote, I hope he fucking sues me, end quote. This long-winded wind-up, Musk caricatured Unsworth as having a, quote, child bride who was about 12 years old, end quote. Even though Musk designated the
They're putting things in quotes like Elon said it, but Elon never said it.
I think he did. I mean, it says Musk. This is Musk's response. This is.
If they say it was quoted, don't believe them because they make up quotes out of thin air, and then they put it out into the public like it was said, and then say, "Hey, Elon, you said these things. Are you going to respond?" It's like, I didn't say those things, and then they report, "See, Musk denies saying it because he didn't say it."
Accumulated his long wind-up. I wonder if they show the whole thing. Saying, quote, child bride is about 12 years old, most close by answering, I hope he fucking sues me. Oh, he was mad.
They're like, you insinuate this guy is a pedophile. Musk is like, I may have insinuated that, but look at this town and why people go to this town, and that's why this dude was at this town. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying a lot of dudes that go to this town that are his age, that are tourists and not, He basically led the breadcrumbs to BuzzFeed to show that this guy was a pedophile without saying he was a pedophile, and BuzzFeed turns it on Musk going, how dare you expose this pedophile?
But it says, even though Musk designated the email as off the record, the BuzzFeed journalist decided to publish it anyways. The journalist described Musk's bombast as evidenceless criticism of Unsworth. While many readers criticized Musk for lodging what they understood to be groundless accusations and criticized Unsworth for disparaging Musk and his team's efforts to help, not a single reader seems to construe Musk's statements literally. Shortly thereafter, Unsworth filed this lawsuit claiming that Musk's statements were defamatory. Musk now moves to dismiss. This motion boils down to a single question. Accepting Unsworth's well-pleaded allegations as true, would a reasonable reader believe that Musk's statements were supported by objective facts or were instead non-actionable opinion? There's a case here. Gardner...
British sex tourist guy find an American lawyer, Lynn Wood. Or did Lynn Wood find this guy? I think Lynn Wood found this guy.
Yeah.
Let me stir up a case for you. We don't have one, but we can stir it up and fundraise on it. So then they both win.
Oh, well, Musk and Lynn Wood win. This fucking guy had to pay for it, I bet.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That says Gardner v. Martino.
Hate Musk and want to take him down. So his detractors like CNN, George Soros, and those type would have paid to have Musk taken down. Or to look.
And what's interesting is that something happens here that doesn't happen in the Montegraph-Ricada case that is not in California. I don't know why we're here looking at this law, but it's that there's a public interest here that elevates this guy, this Unsworth, suddenly to a limited public figure. He is now open to all forms of questions about what's happening here, including the speculation that this is
in that town
wildly different than what Nick has done,
right.
And what Nick's state has ruled on as far as defamation goes. This is explained that the threshold question in any defamation claim is whether a reasonable fact finder could conclude that the contested statements implies an assertion of objective fact. A statement is one of objective fact only if a reasonable reader would believe that the speaker possesses underlying information to support it. Here's some more stuff that explaining that a statement is not actionable unless the speaker is claiming to be in possession of objectively verifiable facts. Here, the reasonable reader would not have believed that Musk, without having ever met Unsworth, in the midst of a schoolyard spat on social media and more than 8,000 miles afar, was conveying that he was in possession of private knowledge that Unsworth was sexually attracted to children or engaged in sex acts with children. Yeah. He was sus, and then he said, off the record, meaning I'm not trying to convey this to the public, specifically meaning I'm not trying to convey this to the public, but here's what their reputation is, and here is what I said, like, get the fuck out of here. And they're like, oh, look, he's doubled down.
Yeah.
Did he double down in public?
No, must be double.
But if just repeating the accusation to one person is enough, is it enough if you say this is specifically off the record? I don't know. That's interesting. Unsworth complained. Did I read this? Yeah. In short, yeah, I read that. Legal standard. A federal court of civil procedure motion to dismiss is a challenge to the sufficiency of the pleading set forth in the complaint. Although a court must accept well-pleaded factual allegations as true, a court is not required to accept any unreasonable inference or assume the truth of legal conclusions. If the plaintiff fails this standard and it is clear that the complaint could not be saved by any amendment, he need not be given leave to amend. Okay, argument. The threshold question in any defamation claim is whether the fact finder, this inquiry is a question of law. Here, even accepting as an allegation are true, no reasonable fact finder would conclude, okay, we read all that. Unsworth must provide that reasonable...
Smells like a pedo.
Dude, can you hear this fly buzzing around in here? Holy shit, he must be huge. Oh, he left. I saw him leave. That was gracious. Okay.
Thanks again.
Say it again.
The snakes again?
The snakes? There better not be no snakes.
I just heard you're chasing something huge.
No, I said there's a fly. It's gone though.
Oh,
so
I didn't hear. He came in the room and he's gone again. He's huge.
Yeah, he came in the room. I was like, holy crap. But then as I was trying to figure out where he was, I watched him fly out. He's just okay. So this is one of the lawsuits. And let's see if there's another one in here. Oh wait, no. I'm in the wrong thing. I need to go back to the PDF. So what do you think about this? This Elon Musk found it's okay for Elon to call somebody a pedo. So it's definitely okay for Nick to say he likes little.
Elon didn't call him a pedo. He insinuated and told people they should be suspicious that he could be a pedo, but he did not call him a pedo. That's why I said it's sus that this white British guy is in a tiny town where sex trafficking is normal and legalized there. So I'm not calling him a pedo. I'm just saying he's doing a lot of pedo things in a pedo town. Whereas Nick said, this guy likes sucking dick. He likes sucking little boy dick. I'm not joking. He really does.
He literally said the words fucking faggot, fucking child molester.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what religion.
He enjoys sucking little boy dick.
In some countries in this world, I don't know where Monty's planning on traveling in the future, but being a faggot will get you fucking murdered. So that's, again, well, a lot of people wouldn't see that as an insult. A lot of people also would.
Can't go to any Muslim countries.
Yeah, that ruins Monty's whole life. He was just about to go get a 6-year-old bride, and now this? I'm just kidding. It's not going to help his case at all. Yeah, that's interesting. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. I hadn't read anything about it. I was like, Musk found not liable in pedophile defamation trial. So this must be one of those things that the lawyers all know about. Like,
the BuzzFeed went against Musk and everything. So that guy didn't even have a case without BuzzFeed. So how did BuzzFeed contact Lynn Wood to give that information to Lynn Wood? If it wasn't a coordinated fucking let's get Elon.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Because he deleted the tweet.
I mean,
because it might be problematic. And then that's when the lawyer goes, oh, wait, he deleted it? Let's go contact that British guy, see if he wants to sue. I'll tell him I'll do it for him and we'll take the money after we win. And they go, yeah, sure, sign me up.
And Nick is literally paying Randazza because Randazza does this every day. He's a specialty in this. He does it nationwide. He understands the ins and outs of the different states. And for some reason, his lawyer reaches back into Elon Musk 2018 lawsuit in California that has none of the facts that his case has. What, to sell it to Nick?
This is how he's going to try and fuck with the judge. And the judge is going to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. These are two different things.
It's like Randazza thinks he forgets that there's a judge. Like, if you had to sell this to Lady Rackets, for sure.
And the judges know how dirty Randazza is by his history. So they're going to look at everything he presents as skeptical right off the bat, right? They're not going to give Randazza the benefit of the doubt like they would other judges or other lawyers.
I think the opposite. I don't think the judge is going to, unless she somehow happens to know. But I don't think
they all know.
I think
they all do a Google search of the lawyers practicing before them, especially as the judge. Like, oh, who's going to fight in my courtroom today? Oh, that's the prosecutor. I know him. Yep. Oh, who's this Randazza guy? I don't know who he is. And then you type his name in and you see is suspended for list, right? How many times has this motherfucker been suspended for breaking ethics? Oh, that's who.
Yeah, and she's not going to Google. I'm sure that there's a freaking internal system that she gets to like clickety-clack away at to get some accessible information.
The judge would have 2 or 3 like law clerks helping them out and go, hey, judge, this guy's really dirty. Look at this. He's been suspended in all these bars, but this one. Because I think they would look at the same thing. Oh, this guy's been admitted to all these different bars. And then you'd be like, I wonder why.
But it doesn't matter. She's already had to have looked at that when she invited him to practice in her court. Yes. It's too late. If she thinks he's a piece of shit, who cares what she thinks?
Remember, he wanted to, can I show you this judge or can I present this judge? And she's like, nope, I don't want to hear nothing from you. Shut up.
Yeah, well, he's like, here's my 30 minutes and here's my other guy's 30 minutes. He's like, can I have another 30 minutes? She's like, no, you can just fuck off. Like, she might have said that to anyone who thought they could get extra time in front of her.
True.
Not because Randazza looks like his reputation
I think in
Like
those
I don't
communities,
know.
your reputation follows you around a lot too.
Well, so then what's bigger? The few times that he has had a few issues in his personal life, which haven't we all? You know, this guy's a liar, that guy's a whatever. I'm sure he's fucking candy coated that in
I
every
think
other
she's
way.
gonna look up
Or the fact
of
that he
clients
is.
represented. Like, oh, this guy just represents these types of clients. Okay.
What are his successes that make him the best?
I didn't see any wins. Remember, we went to his website. You think he'd list, I won this case, I won this case,
Yeah.
I won this case. No. He just said, I was involved in this case, this case, and this case. He didn't have any, like, he would list your wins. Like,
Mark Randazzo was born in 1969. Oh, just kidding. Randazzo was born in Gloucester, Massachusetts. He graduated
he's the
in
same age as Joe.
Career. He is?
Joe just turned 53, didn't he?
I don't know.
Last night.
Licensed, representing neo-Nazis.
I thought that was something lawyers, that was their big like feather in their cap, is how many cases they've won versus lost. That was something they were proud of.
I'm gonna see.
Because your case just set a precedent. No matter what the case is, right? Your win sets a precedent that others can use for their cases. So you should be proud of all the cases you won. Especially if it's free speech cases, right? You're like, look, I won this free speech case, so you should hire me as your free speech attorney. Right? So which cases did you win, bud? You represented people. So you just said represented. Wins. It said represented.
No, this one he lost. It's funny because he actually tried to say that this neo-Nazi could say whatever he wanted about this lady. And the judge was like, the fuck he can.
Can we type in anywhere Randazzo case wins? Like,
that's what I typed in. I typed in Randazzo success. Should I do case win? He was set to represent Alex Jones, but he wasn't allowed. However, when he filed his Brohawk feature application to be added to the case, the judge denied it, citing serious misconduct, namely the discipline arising from the dispute with Liberty Media Holding, note below. So yeah, the judge just maybe didn't look before she granted what's his name. She might be too busy in Minnesota. And if she does between then and now, then these things will come up. This is his fucking Wikipedia.
What's his name?
Can't he change this? Randazzo also represented enforcing copyright dispute over the use of Pepe. I wonder if they won that. It doesn't say. Randazzo has gained attention.
He just handles stuff. He doesn't win cases.
Maybe he won filed.
He represented. He handled. He was involved in.
Oh, here's one he won. He says he represented the defendant in Beck v. somebody else, a case before the World Intellectual Property Organization filed by political commentator Glenn Beck.
He did not win a Glenn Beck
concerning
case.
A satire website parodying Beck. The World Intellectual Property arbitrator ruled against Beck in the case in favor of Randazzo's client.
Okay, we got one win. Let's look into it. So I'm guessing, Glenn Beck, it's probably a lefty troll like Sam Sneeder or one of those guys that was doing a parody comp, you know. Beck didn't want to see the parody because they don't want to see the parody.
We can read about it. It says, First Amendment juggernaut Mark Randazzo is having a very good week. On Wednesday, Professor Donald Jones, a.k.a. the Nutty Professor, voluntarily dismissed his invasion of privacy lawsuit against Randazzo's client. Above the law, today, word came out that WIPO arbitration panelist Frederick Abbott has denied Glenn Beck's complaint against another Randazzo client, Eric Hall. The man behind Glenn Beck raped and murdered Rita, young girl in 1990. Whoa, that's the website, huh?
You'll have to look that up.
That's a lot. Can I click on this? Let's see if it's still going. No, that website.
You won the lawsuit. Why wouldn't it still be going? You won the law. That was why you paid money to keep that website up. So now you just didn't pay your WAS charges?
I don't know. Maybe he filed it wrong. In the decision, panelist Abbott ruled that Hall's domain name was a legitimate, non-commercial, or fair use of Beck's mark, dooming Beck's claim. He said, in the present context, this panel considers that if internet users view the disputed domain name in combination with a visit to respondent's website, the quote total effect is that of political commentary by respondent capable of protection as political speech by the First Amendment under the Hustler magazine standard. Respondent appears to the panel to be engaged in a parody of the style or methodology that respondent appears genuinely to believe is employed by complainant in the provisions of political commentary, and for that reason, respondent can be said to be making a political statement. Ooh, that's interesting.
So it's basically did the Onion version of Glenn Beck's news thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like putting blood all over you and saying, you support abortion, you killed my baby. That's like technically accusing you of a crime, but because it's political speech, it's different. You can get away with some other wild shit.
Yes. So
in making such findings, the panel makes no assumption as to the potential defamatory nature of any of the content of respondent's website, which is beyond the scope of the present policy proceedings. Huh. That was cool. How did we get here?
Spock ate my balls.
Oh yeah, Randazza. So he won that one because of political free speech. Okay, that's good.
There's another case he won down lower. See, congratulations to Mark for this big victory. Oh, but also brought Spock ate my balls into the legal lexicon. This was probably just like a cease and desist fucking lawsuit, like, hey, fuck off, like to try and scare somebody away from making fun of you. So they never really intended to go to court. That's why they dropped it voluntarily. Once he got a lawyer, like, oh, fuck, all right, we're not spending money on this.
I think this all just comes out of that weird website. Definitely not a rapist / murderer.
But hey, see, definitely not one. He's not calling him one, right? That's the difference. Nick literally said he is literally a fucking kid fucker. This is saying he's definitely not a kid fucker.
From Mr. Spock ate my balls, defunct to all your base art belong to us, to Leroy Jenkins. Oh, the internet never loses. This is funny. Let me go back to oh, hold on. My dog's trying to bark at a bird. I'll be right back. Are you on this page? Yeah, I'm going to keep it just like this. You could read this.
Right? Randazza didn't win this case. They just didn't pursue the case. They filed it to hope that this guy would just get scared and fuck off. And then when the guy goes, no, I'm going to challenge you, they go, okay, never mind. You're just fucking around. So he didn't really win the case. They just never brought the case. They filed for a case. And then when they got challenged, go, no, we know we don't have a merit. We're just going to let you have this one, little fella. So he didn't win as much as the other guy quit. So that's one win for Randazza, is the other guy forfeited before the fight started. I wonder if we can look up Randazza's record, where we're just like 15 cases won, 30 cases lost. A lawyer must know how to find that. Randazza lobbied the Nevada legislature to update its anti-SLAPP. Stood largely to repeal the anti-SLAPP. Initial form of the law was backed by casino mogul Stephen Wynn. Randazza lobbied to keep the statute in its speech protective form.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to do a couple things. I just found out that my boy is awake. And so I also had to get a rock star. I've switched gears.
Hammer down.
Rockstar. Charged my phone.
Randazza didn't win this case. He just won by the other guy quitting.
Well, the
So it was
this
just a scare lawsuit, right? They were just trying to say, hey, fuck off, we're going to sue you if you don't stop making fun of Glenn. And then they said, okay, sue me. And then they go, no, we're just joking. And they withdrew. So he didn't win the lawsuit. The other guy just didn't pursue it after he filed it. So that's not such a big win for Randazza.
Well, it was arbitrated. It said an arbitrator ruled.
No, it said he voluntarily withdrew.
It
somewhere
did?
in there. Yeah, you read it. It said voluntarily withdraw. Page up, I think. Half a page up.
Was it here? Oh, it was on the wiki?
Yeah, scroll up. Pretty sure it said he voluntarily withdrew.
There was some up here that he didn't win, but this is a different case.
Oh, okay, that might be my mistake.
Yeah, he didn't when we first saw this one, there were two cases. There was like one, it's a good week for Mark because this one that's this here. I think that was here. Share. This one was voluntarily withdrawn or something. Dismissed. And then the next one he actually won because it went to all the way to arbitration, so that it was dismissed. But still, share. What else? In late 2011,
because now you're just you're not even just letting some fucking arbitrator do it instead of going to a trial because you can't afford it. That's why people arbitrate, because it's cheaper.
Oh yeah. 2013. Against anti-slap in 2015.
What's it say about copyright? A copyright troll.
It says, yeah, in late 2011, Randazza and his firm effectively killed Right Haven, a copyright troll company briefly infamous for buying limited rights to copyrighted works for the sole purpose of bringing lawsuits against alleged infringers. That is Raven Knight complained of what it called Randazza's scorched earth judgment enforcement efforts. Klingon language. On April 27, 2016, Randazza filed a friend of the court brief in the lawsuit of Paramount Pictures and CBS against Axanar Productions on behalf of the Language Creation Society. The lawsuit concerned a 21-minute fan-made short prelude to Axanar. Paramount Pictures and CBS claimed, among other things, that the film infringed their rights by making use of the Klingon language. Randazza argued that Klingon is a living language and, as such, is a state of mind, a system of process which cannot be copyrighted. Unlike a work, Randazza contended that since Klingon was invented in 1980s, the language has expanded past its origins, pointing to examples like dictionaries, translations of Shakespeare, and Klingon Language Institute, official government statements, and weddings conducted in Klingon. To support the point, portions of the brief were written in Klingon. Response to the brief.
Lawyers dealing with Klingon languages.
Yeah. Response to the brief was generally positive. Attorney and blogger Kevin Underhill called it a terrific brief. And attorney Ken White of Popat, where he writes to defend child porn and the possession of it. This is Randazza. You want to fucking call me a Monty apologist? Find me something that Monty did that's directly relating to letting child pornography exist. And I'll show you Mark fucking Randazza, this nasty ass dude who on Popat wants to argue the legal merits of people owning fucking CP. This guy's disgusting.
Well, that's the new push, right? They want to legalize child porn so the pedophiles can watch it and jerk off at home so they don't go out and offend. But all that does is they do that for a month, and then that's not good enough, so they have to go out and find the same kids they were jerking off to in real life. Just send them all to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I stopped listening to whatever it was you were saying because I started just looking for wood chippers. Because that's the first thing you should do when somebody starts bringing up pedos. You don't go to fucking the Constitution and try to figure out the way to finesse the fucking laws.
No, if you're Dick Masterson, you feel sympathy for them. You feel bad for those pedos. It's not their choice that they're pedos. They were born that way, so you should sympathize for them and feel bad for them like they have fucking anorexia. That's Dick Masterson.
That's
like,
what he
no,
says?
Dick. Yeah, that's what he said. Because he was bitching about everyone complaining about all these pedophiles. Like, it's not their fault they're pedophiles. Don't you have compassion for people with mental illness? No, not the pedophile mental illness. No.
I mean, there's a difference between a person who offends and a person who doesn't offend, right? But the fact is that in this person's mind, even if they, no matter what, they've never offended, and they picture doing things that are awful and horrific to young children. That's enough. You don't have to have offended. I read the Bible and I'm pretty sure it says your thoughts are the fucking problem.
But Dick's Masterson's, his defense is, well, these guys are sick in the head. You should want to get them help, but they can't get help because they're not allowed to talk about it openly. No, they shouldn't get help. They should feel shame and guilt and fucking suicide themselves.
Well, that's what I said. That's the slippery slope. That literally Time Magazine's Person of the Year, I promise you, before the next 5 years are up, will be a non-offending pedophile, and that will be the bravest person in the whole fucking world because now he's told you he wants to fuck kids, and that's really hard to do because everybody wants to put him in the fucking wood chipper, and people are gonna clap and applaud him.
Pedophiles.
Or her. I bet it's a girl. If they make it a girl, that softens it. For some reason, okay, molest and abuse our young boys, and it's okay. It's like the boys and the men in America are the fucking chickens of the world. You're like, oh, who cares? We don't even have to worry about how we treat them. There's so many of them. They're just going to keep on going to the slaughter. It's fine. Line them up.
Drugs and carrying condoms. It's the plan. It's a big plan from the top down.
Boy. I don't know how I got fucking wound up, but that just got me super wound up. Fuck Randaz. I hate this motherfucker. Oh, yeah, that's right. Satanic Temple. He offered, the Satanic Temple is going through some shit. He offered, look at this, pro bono support from Randazza. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about this. The church, the Satanic Temple said, nope, we don't want to be affiliated with this guy.
That's fucked up.
That's fucking wonderful. I said, no. They wouldn't. Pro bono, fuck this guy. Haven't you seen what he stands for? The Satanic Temple has more principle than the Pope. Well, okay, that's obvious. That's the Nick Rekieta, not the Pope. You know what would be wonderful if Joe would have me and Nick on, and we could talk about Jesus.
Joe would do it. Nick wouldn't.
No way. Nick would do it. Are you kidding me?
No, he wouldn't because he'd have to face it. He wouldn't want to.
You don't think he thinks he's right?
He's probably not allowed on streams with females anymore either.
Oh, that's true. Is your dog sleeping?
You can spell Dexter?
Hey, buddy, I hear you, boy. Gateway Pundit filed a suit on behalf of Jordan Somebody, a reporter for Gateway Pundit, because he was denied a press pass. Although a preliminary injunction was denied by the Court of Appeals granted the injunction because the denial violated the First Amendment. Contrary to the Ninth Circuit, found that a predominant reason for the county denying his press pass was the viewpoint expressed in his writings. Okay, Randazza has handled a number of camera in the courtroom cases, defending the rights of the news media to attend a television courtroom proceeding. Most notably, Randazza successfully argued this issue against Alan Dershowitz. In that case, Randazza presented Courtroom View Network in its quest to televise a highly publicized trial in Las Vegas involving the Las Vegas Sands. Wait, he lost a case against Alan Dershowitz? Alan Dershowitz is an American lawyer from 96.
Pedo lover too, I think. Allegedly.
Is this it? Oh. I don't have time to figure out your website. It's all about adopting second minute. Okay. Anyways, yeah, he's basically not worth $15,000 out the gate.
What is there for Randazza to do?
This is what Nick said. I was listening to this video yesterday.
He's trying to defend undefendable statements. That's the fucked up part. It's indefendable.
Well, he says that he needed to hire Randazza because Randazza is a professional who handles these type of things. And he cannot wait to see basically the magic. And just if you read, this is Nick saying, if you just read the response, like the things that he came up with, he's like, that's just, I don't have the time for that. That's he said dozens and dozens of hours. And I said dozens and dozens is 24 hours. If my fucking life matters about this and my reputation and my wallet, 3 things I really fucking like, I got a couple dozen hours to spend on this. And I mean, if you spread 24 hours in a week, which he had 20 days to do, it's not a lot. He's just lazy.
Well, I found the appeals court case in like 15 minutes when I typed it in. I just typed in, someone called me a pedo. Can I sue? And then that linked to, here's the case. It wasn't that hard to do. It took me like 15 minutes. Nick could have gave me $5,000 for 15 minutes. All right.
Are you kidding? We're doing it for free.
Did you know Randazza filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? He was such a great lawyer.
Yeah, he did that because he stole from his client and didn't want to pay them after the judgment got held in his trust. Allegedly. This motherfucking fly is definitely hired by the government. He has a spy device on him and I'm gonna have to kill him. What in the hell? He's literally like, sometimes I'd be like, do I need to shower, Lou? I showered yesterday, boy. I don't smell that great and I don't smell that bad, so I need to get the fuck out of my office. He's like, I'm gonna go get the fly swatter. Hold on a second. I gotta do this.
I don't fuck around with the flies water. I just use the rage. Then I don't have to be accurate. I just have to cover the room.
You gotta kill the flies for me, dog. That's it. I wonder if it's the weed. I bet he smells the marijuana and it smells like horse manure or something. He's like, what? I thought something died over here. Looking for the shit. Oh, okay. I've got a weapon, so he should hide from me now.
Half the time, you just pick up the fly's water and the fly goes away.
Exactly. He knows.
They have 35 eyes. They should see it coming.
Yeah. We've killed enough flies. They don't always see it coming. But you're right. This is definitely one of the ways to get rid of him is just brandish the weapon. You bastard. And I'm good at it. I'll swing that. I'll get him in the air. I don't remember what I was looking for, what I was talking about. I was talking about Nick saying that Randazza has this great legal theory. Because they have to do so many things. It's almost like what?
God punishes them for defending pedophiles.
I mean, probably.
Hey, look at any lawyer you know that defends pedophiles. They're not in the greatest shape either financially or physically.
Yeah, it's such a matter of clearly, well, the fact that he doesn't have a firm grasp of who Jesus is, that puts him on the fence, right?
Yes.
And then there's the fact that he serves such nastiness that it's like, yeah, I think that's where Nick ends up having a big problem. It's like, clearly you've fallen off. But if that's your thing, keep going. Keep serving nastiness. I think you're going to lose your wife, though. I don't think she's into it.
Well, I think she'd get that Rumble money, too. She gets half of that before Monty takes it.
I wish we could see the Rumble contract.
That might be a good thing. They should get, financially, say they want to stay together and stay married. She should get divorced before Monty's case is heard, take most of the money. So when Monty wins, Nick can just file bankruptcy and not give Monty anything, and then the family still keeps all the money.
I think it's too late for that because since Monty's is already filed, theirs would file after, and it would just
It's way too late.
Yeah, it's too late. Although if they watch our channels, then they could figure out that this has been on the works long before Monty.
Yeah, because they can do the divorce really. They agree to it fast.
It's just wild. Yeah, they could, but
Nick signs everything over to her, so Nick only has $300 in his bank account. The house is in her name. Everything's in her name.
He could already be doing that.
Well, I'd say if he was smart, but we know that's not true anymore. I
Yeah,
wonder if we
that's
could
true.
look up the Randazza if he passed his 20 hours of CLE classes, because knowing him, he probably didn't do that either.
Yeah, I just can't care. I just want to see exactly what we know what he's going to say because they kind of like, based on the way that they filed, the evidence that they want to dismiss with and all of the stuff, like you could see the case. He has no reputation. This has already been a thought into the world. And Monty made himself a public figure. So this is just, we're going to anti-slap this out of here. They're not going to rise to the bar of public figure. And then everything after that is, even, let's just say, four of the 5 statements are jokes. He's joking, and one of them he's like, "Oh, it was a joke, Monty." Well, not the watermelon ship, but the other stuff, I don't know, whatever. He's just weird.
Yeah.
But one of them is not a joke. All you need is one.
You just need the one.
Okay, so then you say, how in the world is this, first of all, a joke? And if it's a joke, then we go back to the first question. How is this a matter of public concern? See the dilemma? Like,
kids by telling them not to go close to Monty. Well, then this is you're warning people about a crime that's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Defamation. So
yeah, you can't
trying to warn people is making it worse.
Yeah, so you were either joking and this is crazy parody, haha, like seriously, which I'm pretty sure you don't get to. I'm pretty sure you don't get to joke the way that he does without. Like, if he was
just we're joking that I'm going to murder you. I was just joking, but that's a murder. That's a death threat.
Yeah, but it's funny if you were in the middle of talking about different jokes that were in the same vein, right? Or different. Oh, he's back. Or different anything that's in the same vein. It'd be a whole different thing if you're joking about murdering me or someone to a potential hitman. Like, the laughing and joking nature of it is irrelevant.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus, Nick, you know that you thought he was a pedo. You know exactly how your audience reacts to this. Like, as we should, as anyone should. I don't know why is he giving Dick a pass?
What he used to say is, don't anybody go into his chat and don't anybody go to his channel. Don't anybody harass. He used to say those things. Now he just fucking goes, yeah, go look him up.
Oh, he's not the same anymore as he was back in the day when he cared about reputation.
When you look at his old videos, like even the way he talks, he was soft spoken, he was calm, he thought before he said anything. You can just hear it in his voice. He was a whole day, and now he's super loud, bro. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I used to clip Nick
before, you didn't drink as much as you did live either back then, right?
Well, I don't know, because I've only really known him the last year. So I've only really known him, as far as I knew, he drank every single time. But I still like to clip him up until I stopped. What I liked the way he spoke because he did take his time. There was always a clear break from one word to the next. And I actually said that out loud. I was like, dang, I just clipped a Nick and he was really easy to edit because of the way he speaks. He spoke slow, but the more he drinks, the less that goes. And he just starts saying, and like, and it gets bad. He just starts trying to impress you with his bravado instead of caring about truth, fact, or anything.
Yeah. It's like the old days when he would talk about a case and someone would go, look, don't you think that's a pedophile? And Nick would go, well, just say that he's a pedophile unless you have proof that he did this, this, and this. But all he did was say this, this, and this. So he used to be like, calm down. Don't just start throwing labels at people. That was old Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have what we have today.
Yeah, new Nick is a mess.
I think all of Nick's big like spikes when he was bashing like Jack Murphy, and then he was bashing. Those were like his big spikes in attention and interactions. Nick needs a punching bag. So it was Jack Murphy for a while, and then he tried to make Monty the punching bag, and Monty's like, "Whoa, time out! I'm not Jack Murphy." Because Nick said as many things about Jack as he did about Monty, and Jack has the money to sue Nick, and Jack never sued Nick.
Then Jack but did he call him a pedophile that liked to suck little boy cock?
He called him everything but.
See, I think that's the thing. You're allowed to say. Free speech is so free. You can't accuse somebody of you can accuse somebody of certain crimes. It's particular crimes you can't accuse them of. So he's fucked on two things. First of all, it's a crime, which you can't do, even though there's a lot of leeway. And second of all, it's a crime of sexual nature. There's two of the things that he fucks up on, two different aspects of defamation that Nick has fucked himself with.
Because like people were putting pictures like Jack pissing on his wife and all this, like everything you could think of that was bad was said about Jack, and he didn't sue anybody.
He probably couldn't have,
but he had the money to. Monty doesn't have money, has the right to, and has the case to.
Well, that's why Nick did it. Nick said it over and over and over again. You're just a weird broke guy on the internet. He thought he could slander this man and it could just go on forever because he couldn't get sued. It's disgusting. Oh, maybe he'll get Rumble to sue me. Think he can get locals to sue us? Because he needs them to go after his people now because he wants to keep his fucking hands clean and be a cuck behind somebody else's skirt.
Same as he wants Kiwi Farms taken down without it saying he doesn't want to say that. Is well, they've run out their welcome. You know, they're past their best before date. Probably be better if they just went away. Like, oh, just because you're involved now.
Oh, really? You wouldn't have a website without it. It seems like you got 4 pages of Kiwi Farms as evidence. Fucking retard.
Well, that's where Nick got most of his information from, was from the Kiwi Farms, right? When the little cases came from Kiwi Farms. Nick didn't research that shit on his own.
Yeah, that's why you and I know different things. I don't know how to get to the farms. It's definitely not the first place I would go. So what do? You look for real shit. Is there a real case? Are there real findings? Is there anything real about this person? And then, yeah, you get to some weird rabbit holes. The first one is like, hey, man, this Monty fella, I don't know about this weird film he made, but I do think that he's the one that abducted JonBenet Ramsey. Let's look at his let's look at his handwriting samples to see if he wrote the note in JonBenet. That's the fucking first website that Nick's lawyer gives to the judge to say, look at his reputation. No. Look at y'all's reputation that you go here to find your facts about another human being.
Look at my reputation versus your reputation game. That's a bad game to start picking up.
Your good name is...
Snyder wouldn't have to bring out weird cases. He just bring out Randazzo's own fucking disciplinary hearing. Oh, you want to bring up
when Schneider brings up a case, he's going to bring up a Minnesota case about a public police officer who wasn't able to be defamed on a phone call when her teenage daughters were involved. Like, you want to talk about some facts?
Oh. Yeah, it's not like that phone call was put on YouTube for people to clip and then repost and then reshare, and then she didn't call multiple people and keep saying the same thing to multiple different fucking people on the phone. It was a one-time call.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but the police department that fired him, they said that they fired him for whatever. Thankfully, they wrote down enough reasons. His loss of job was not included. The city was not included. The fact that he lost his job on the heels of that had zero to do with the separate case of defamation against Schoenberg or Schoenrock, whatever the fuck her name was. I turned her into a Jew real quick. My bad. Like it had... So like Nick, I think if Nick saw that, or maybe even when Mindset looked at it, they might have thought, well, this is a cop. He obviously lost something. There's a damage here. And it's like, no, that was dismissed. That was upheld. And what wasn't, the damages were per se. The allegation was defamatory on its face. That's why he was...
Monty's case was 50,000, and like 50,000 is like the minimum he wants. It's that plus whatever my punitive damages are. Because he could say, over my next like 10 years of being alive, I could make $50,000 on YouTube. Which for Monty, that could be true. That might not even be a big number over like 5 years.
Right. But more so, what he's probably going to say, and I think he should say, is that over the next 10 years, I hope to recover some of my reputation back and some of my mental health that has been absolutely destroyed. I'm going to need therapy forever. What the internet's done to me, I'm never going to be able to go into a chat room without this accusation that this man has put on me. And my mental health is destroyed. I'm going to need real medical support for the next 20. He's what? 50 years, some shit. Yeah, Nick could be on the hook for this motherfucking crazy dude's psychotherapy for the next 40 years. Because that's the type of shit he put himself on the hook for. Not his damages, but his reputation, his health, the mental fuckery that he did. That's what the case said.
Like it's he has no, I'm going to lose the case, but it's only a little bit of money. Don't worry about it. That's what he's setting up.
Yeah. Well, that long been shown, Rock. That's what the appeals, the 3 judges from the appeals court, that's what they said. They said not this, but he is on the hook for medical and something. Yeah, it's like, whoo.
He's in trouble.
Do you think that's why he bought his car when he did? Do you think he finally did a little research and went, fuck, I need to spend some of this money?
He wasn't even thinking. He was the king of the world. His free speech was more than, he was he was drunk every day.
Yeah, and he almost got charged for needing the extension, but supposedly Randazza did some things, so he wasn't going to get charged for the extension, the need for whatever to file.
Even like Ty Beard was laughing. It's like anyone who asked for an extension's a wussy before Nick filed his case. So, Nick, you're a wussy, according to Ty Beard.
According to one of your oldest friends?
That might not be his oldest friend.
Well, he's from Texas, which is where Nick is from. Did they meet in school as kids?
Well, that's the question everyone's asking. Does Nick really know Ty Beard, or does just Nick internet know Ty Beard?
No, I think he really knows Ty Beard.
We'll have to go back. I think there's a video about it. Someone digs into it.
Really? Yeah, what would be what bearing would it have either one way or another?
Just showing Nick's character to lie, lying for the sake of lying. That means nothing. Like the lie means nothing to say. I knew Ty Beard, or I met Ty Beard on YouTube. It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that he tries to make him bigger than what he is. Like how Farron would name him. She knows all these people who she's never met.
Yeah.
Because that's why Kurt was moved. That's Kurt moved to fucking Austin, was to go work for Ty Beard's firm, and then Ty's like, well, I was just joking.
No, so thanks,
Kurt's
buddy.
Now to find friends.
Well, that's the thing. He passed the bar, so he should have a job, right? Like, what's going on, Kurt? What do you mean by he's gonna go do stand-up? Did he really say that?
Oh, that's what he's doing now. He's doing improv. So he's working on talking to people in social settings. So he goes to these improv classes as acting.
He said he used to do that a long time ago.
He's back doing it, and all the lawyers are on the show. We're like, yeah, that's a great idea. It's good for lawyers to take improv classes. And like, Kurt's just trying to find out how he can talk to girls normally. He's not doing this to go to court. Dude,
that is so weird because yesterday, I think yesterday, maybe the day before. No, it was yesterday during the day. We were talking about female comedians and comedy, and I was like, dude, we should just do a comedy show where we can get together. Everyone has 7 minutes to put on their fucking improv and their little spiel, and we just do it. It would be fun because I've tried it. I would love to be able to do stand-up comedy, but it's so much to it. It's such an art. And Cool Frog's like, let's do it. Let's do it Friday. I'm like, okay, cool. So literally,
Cool Frog wants to back while you guys all do it, and he just watches.
Oh, I'm sure he wants to host it. That way, if we ever do it on our channels, he can be like, "Yeah, I started here first," and get really mad. So I kind of go away. I do lunch or dinner. I do whatever, and then I come. As I'm doing that, I was like, I can't believe I signed up to do this on Friday. Like, really? I'm gonna just do stand-up comedy on live? So I was trying to think of an excuse to not do it. And I was like, I think I should tell him that I don't know if this Friday is the best Friday.
Well, you're booked with me. Say, I double booked with Nova. My bad.
Yeah, well, I went to tell him that, and he had the thumbnail done and the announcement out. All of our names on it. I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have fucking told him I would do it because he did, I already did confirm. And so I look, and guess what? My Discord is closed. But of all people, Madcore chimes in, and he said, what is this? Are you having professionals? I thought this was real, but no, I thought you were having actual funny people, but no, it's just Discord. He's like, ha ha ha. And so I messaged him and I said, why do you shit? No, I didn't message him.
Compared to him, don't you know that?
Yeah, well, so I replied back to him and I said, why do you have to shit on everything? And he says back to me very cleverly, I don't think he meant to do this, but he said, "Did the truth hurt, or are you just trying to be funny?" And I'm like, "Ooh, there's no way to answer this because it's a what." First of all, yeah, the truth hurts. It hurts my feelings that you don't think I'm funny. It really does, because I am going to put myself out there in a very vulnerable way, and it does suck that one of my closest people nonstop shits on me when I make myself vulnerable. Yeah, that fucking sucks, dude.
Somebody that the joke's not funny without being a dick about it.
Yeah, or I wasn't joking. No, you shit on everything. Why? Why did you have to say, "Oh, I thought that," did you hire professionals? "Oh, I thought this was going to be funny, people," but no, it's just Discord.
Do you know the term negging? How guys will like pick up girls by negging? Have you heard that before?
I don't think
So
so.
a guy, instead of going up and telling a girl how pretty she is, they go up and tell her all of her flaws so she feels really bad about herself and lowers her self-esteem. So then she'll accept him.
Oh boy.
It's a real term. It's called negging.
Damn.
So that's what
just negative enforcement.
Negging everything, so then you feel bad about yourself, and then you'll start to gravitate towards him.
Yeah, like, you know what? He's right. I'm such a piece of crap. Well, at least he's talking to me. I better stick with this one.
Like the easiest way to get a girl's attention is to ignore her at the bar. Like if you make eye contact and then you see that she likes you, you just completely ignore her, and that drives her nuts because she has to get your attention because you're ignoring her. But if you go up and buy her drinks and talk to her, she'll be like, "Fuck off, go away, go away. I don't want to talk to you."
And that's frustrating. Damn it. What were we talking about right before you did why were we talking about the negging?
Kurt, you want stand-up comedy or you do?
Oh, I need to grab my phone. It's right around the corner. Hold on a second. I needed to get on Discord so I can tell you exactly what this fucking guy says, because I was really upset. I was like, you know what? Why does he keep going? So I didn't respond because he's right. Like, what? I'm just butthurt. That's the truth.
It's like channel spine. Like people, they think like you're cheating on the channel with another channel.
Where is it? Streams and videos. Here we go.
But you were on my channel. Why are you cheating on me? Now I have to do this by myself, bitch.
So I said, "Why do you have to shit on everything?" I'm still scrolling up. Why do you have to So what happened was Cool Frog posted the thing, and in the thumbnail he wrote "improve" instead of improv. So I said, my reply to that was "improve ... way to shit on us before we even try," with the laughing face. So that's when Madcore shows up. He said, "What's this?" And then he tags it again. He said, "Is it stand-up comedy? Role-playing? I thought Frog actually got funny people like comedians for a Friday Night Shaw. 4 laughing faces. This is just Discord. 4 laughing faces. Oh, snap."
Actual comedians. Yeah, that's a little...
And so Winning Reality, another dick who loves to shit on everyone because he's here to make us better and smarter and we can go fuck off, says, "Dude, we think so much alike. I'm beginning to think we were separated at birth." To which Madcore responded in his genius, "I'm starting to think we were separated from birth." I mean,
how come they should have their little reality, do their jokes?
They tried. They're not... Okay, so I don't say anything at all to this. They're kind of going back and forth with stupid memes. That's when I came in and said, "Why do you shit on everything?" He said, "Did the truth hurt, or are you trying to be funny?" Question with laughing faces. Winning says, "Toilet humor, perhaps?" Grim puts a poop emoji out here. And I still don't say anything. So he comes back with, "Also, half the shit you guys make up is because of 420, I reckon." 4 laughing faces. Quote, "Oh man, shit, you funny." End quote. Quote, "Nah, man, you're funny too." "Oh man, wait, I think you're funny also." "Oh hell yeah, we all funny as shit. Pass that shit over here too. That's it. You were all funny as fuck. That's it. New show, guys." End quote. That's what I see in my head when I seen the thumbnail. Ha ha ha. Love you guys. And he tagged me, Divinity, and Moose. I mean, I am me, Cool Frog, and Moose. And then Winning says whatever he says, and that's the end of it. But I'm like, really? Like, now you've decided not that you're not funny. You guys are stupid.
Yeah. You can't do anything new. If you try anything new, you're dumb for trying something new.
Yeah. So I wrote out my jokes yesterday. I have 2 jokes. The first one is about my son, and it's really funny. And the second, I just have to like go slow and like take let time be wasted in the, in the words and in the story, and let's just let that story marinate instead of getting through to the punchline. Because I want to waste time. I don't have a lot of shit to say, and I dedicated myself to 7 minutes.
So you ever hear Norm Macdonald's stories? They just go on and on and on and on, and he has no point.
Norm is one of my favorites, but that is a talent that people have to be ready for. But then I have a second story, and my second joke is telling this mad court story, but pretending like it didn't happen in Discord, saying this happened in real life, and calling the person a girl. And I'm praying that Mad Court does what I hope he'll do, and in chat say that's me, or if he's on panel, but they're talking about me. And I'm like, you're right, Mad Court. So the second half, and I've even written it down of my joke is, I didn't know Mad Court was going to come out. You almost missed Pride Month. We're really proud of you. Thanks for making us all allies. Just go on, and then roast him. My very last joke will be, if he fucks with me, we'll see. Do you guys know why I don't clip Madcore? Because if I did, you wouldn't know who it was. Yeah, because I'd cut out you stutter, you fucking tard, and no one would know you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll see if he fucks with me again. But instead of like being really actual butthurt because it doesn't matter and it'll make him happier to know that he got to me, I just wrote him into my joke.
Just cry. Just put crying emojis. I'm never gonna try. I'm not gonna be funny. I'm just gonna give up.
No, he'll think I'm serious.
Whatever you think he's trying to force you to do, just do. Like, oh, I give up. I'm never gonna make jokes. I'm not funny. I'm a woman.
Yeah. No, they go on and on and on. Just as much as they are like, trying to fix my flat earth problem. And he's like, I love rockets and I love space. So that's why I'm so passionate. They're the same level of passion about how come women aren't funny. I'm like, well, that's why you lose me in both debates. Because some women are funny. And no, we're not always funny, but neither's fucking Joan Rivers or Roseanne.
Right? You have to be smart enough to know when to deliver the joke at the right time.
Yeah. I was listening to Ricada videos in my Ricada file, and I've got 900 recordings. And so on this recording, it was like number 188. I was like, wow, this is a long time ago. It was when I was on the show. Yes. And I must have been recording just on my side. So when I record my screen, you can't hear my audio for some reason. I don't know if it's going to change now that I have this new setup, but in this recording, you couldn't hear me. The whole point was, it was that part where Nick shows us him dressed up in like having the girl. You know what I'm talking about? He has like
a little 24-hour Twitch stream.
Yeah. So there's that.
Totally not good.
But it's funny without the sound because you see me just like trying to figure out what the fuck he's showing us, if that's real and all this. But at some point they stop talking and I'm talking and everyone's quiet. I finish the joke and they all bust out laughing and they're like, oh, Rob got murdered. And I was like, what did I say? Because I can't think of anything funny to say now. But somehow in the moment I thought of something to say. I thought,
yeah, your brain makes like you tell your own jokes in your head, like, oh, this would be funny to throw in there. It's like you're editing a video and you want to throw your memes into it, but you're throwing your jokes into it in real life.
Yeah.
Because I do that a lot in like real life. I'll make jokes when I shouldn't make jokes.
Yeah.
Especially when it's awkward. I hate awkward situations, so I'll always try to make people laugh in awkward, like funerals. I love to make people laugh at a funeral. It's so bad.
Yeah, like time and place. I'm like, So, my husband's just getting home from lunch. My boy is up now, so I think we're gonna have to call it. All right, this was fun. I can't wait to edit this and see how it goes. Thanks for coming back.
The Bible study was good too.
Yeah, we should Bible study more, actually.
Yeah, because I learned shit that I didn't know. Like it changed perceptions and changed outlooks, and
it might have you have questions, right? It might lead to like, if that's true, then this, and that's the thing I want.
My questions are a lot of other people's questions, right? Because I'm coming at it from, and so we should start like a Bible study.
Yes, we 1,000% should, because it's hard for me to think like that. I need somebody
who have the knowledge. I have the questions.
Exactly. And we have I at least have the basic understanding, and we have the book. We have the original words. I have the concordance right here with me. We have the whole internet if we really want to figure out this Hebrew word or this Greek word. Like there's no.
Like, what does this
guessing.
word mean? What, and sometimes it hinges on that word.
Almost all the time. That's why we're at where we're at, is because of the words. That's 1,000% true. I got to find my PDF. What I'll do is I'm going to send you, I guess.
Well, I can rename my other channel, that the one I have Baron's picture of with her name on it. Can just rename that and call it like Bible study something or other.
Have you already hit the go live button on it so that it's done the 24-hour countdown?
I don't think so. I've never gone live on that channel.
So do it. So go over there and hit go live, and it'll tell you, okay, in 24 hours, you'll be able to do this after you verify your email or something. At least then you'll have done that. So when you want to go live, it's ready.
Yeah, I can do it. I'll have to wait till I get my new computer charger. So a couple of weeks.
Damn it. Yeah, that's fine too. I probably need a new PC to do all this.
Hey, what paragraphs or what do we want to look? And I know I have a bunch of like things I marked in the Bible, like where this is trannies can't get into heaven and stuff like that. So I could like give my fucked up quotes that I thought were funny or weird or something like that, and then we can break them down into.
And that's a good one. That's a debate that's gone on for thousands of years. It'll go on for thousands of years. So there's no reason to not have it.
Right. And we can hit a completely different audience. So they don't know anything about LawTube or any of that shit.
Exactly. Get a whole bunch of new people that want to unsubscribe to me in 6 months.
I like that.
Oh, hold on. When I was going through Nick's, did I tell you that his subscribers were down just since in this in these screenshots that are in his lawsuit from February, he's down 6,000 subs from today and then. I'm like, holy shit, he's lost my whole channel worth of subs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's worse than Farron. Literally, Farron tried to copyright strike a channel into oblivion, and his own actions and reputation are tanking his channel faster without ever doing anything outwardly fucked. Well, besides disrespecting his wife.
I'd probably say 80% of Nick's subs don't ever watch his content. I think they watched the Rittenhouse trial, sub to him, and then they've never ever come back. Because if you look at his views versus his numbers, they're not even like LYFE gets more live viewers than Nick does. On Rumble.
And I think he's I think that like Rumble's numbers are fucked, and he doesn't realize it yet, and that he doesn't have that many people watching him, that they have a contract on him, so they make him look popular, but he's not.
Well, if you look at Rumble, if you look at LYFE's pulling in 3 times the live viewers that Nick is, with a 1/8 the number of subs, you're going to pay LYFE more money than Nick.
Well, Nick wants to go to Twitch, which is a dying platform where all its people are going over to Kick and getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars, while Twitch is getting sued by copyright holders for allowing all their music to be played over there. Like, what in the hell is Nick doing besides what? What is he doing? Following the fucking 35-year-olds of the internet that don't know what the fuck they're doing?
I really think he's doing. I think that was a shot across Rumble's bow to go, hey, my contract's coming up. I think you should give me more money or I'm going to leave.
His contract's not coming up.
I thought it was a 1-year contract, 1-year exclusive.
That's it.
So Rumble could just say, we're not re-signing the contract.
Is it really a 1-year exclusive? That was it?
I thought that was the deal, because I'm pretty sure Nick says his negotiations are coming up again, and that he's going to not seriously consider not re-signing with Rumble because he's losing so much money, because he could get sponsors from Twitch, independent sponsorships that would be like $600 for 2 hours on Twitch, versus Rumble. I don't get any money from those sponsors, is what he said.
If you don't count the money that he gets from Rumble, like that's ridiculous to say that.
He has to work for that money, right? Twitch.
No, he said when Nick originally, before he signed in the interim, when he had the contract dates, and he's like, I sent it back because blah blah blah. He said he has lowballed it, but has accounted for different things like that. The fact that he can't, have audiences. He said that before he signed the contract. I think he said it in December, but then he did an episode where he talks about the contract. So maybe we could just watch that. Well, no, he'll say I did a 1 year. He actually says how many episodes and all that.
Do you want to do that tomorrow? We'll dig into Nick, like saying about his Rumble contract.
I would love to. We could. I mean, I'm serious. One of these days, we're just gonna have to go live for members only, and we won't have. There's less than 50 members. So.
For my computer fixed, yeah. But yeah, we'll make that happen. I'll do some research tonight and see if I can find all those clips and bring them up to have them preloaded for us.
Perfect, because I'll probably get some hate for the video that we just made.
Aw.
about his ethics complaint reply. Because I go in and then I use his old, I actually took a rabbit hole in the middle of the video because I'm playing his old video
You have to.
as proof to why he's saying is wrong. But in the old video, he says another lie, so I debunk that lie in the lie while I'm at it. Hey,
and you just have to. You go where the information leads.
Yeah, we are the journalism. All right. I'm out of here. I got to click this.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
okay, bye.